Lewis in the National League Central Division. The Blue Jays starting lineup is brought to you by Mercedes-Benz. Experience truly great engineering today at your authorized dealer. Fred Lewis will be the leadoff man, then Alex Gonzalez in the 2-hole, followed by Jose Bautista. Vernon Wells batting cleanup, then it's John Buck who hits 5th. Lyle Overbay batting 6th. Aaron Hill will DH. Nick Green gets the start at 2nd, and Jarrett Hoffpauer will bat 9th.
Tonight's starting pitcher brought to you by the Indians Team Shop, where you'll get 2 tickets when you spend $50. Aaron Laffey making his second start. His record 0-2 and a .637. In his last start against the Reds on Friday night, it was not a good one. He went 4 innings. He gave up 5 hits and 5 runs. He did walk a couple of guys. He walked 3, so he's got to trust his stuff. He wasn't pitching to contact. He had a lot of fly ball outs. We'll see if he can turn that around today. Let's take a look at the Home Depot doing more on defense. Indians' defensive lineup. It's Kearns, Crow, and Chu in the outfield. It'll be Peralta, Donald back in there tonight. That's good to see. Hernandez at second. Laporta is at first. And Santana is behind the plate. More savings, more doing. That's the power of Home Depot.
Umpiring crew tonight, Bill Miller will call the balls and strikes. Mike Riley, the crew chief, at first base. Chad Fairchild at second, and Eric Cooper is at third. So Fred Lewis will dig in, get us underway here tonight. Lewis has gone just 2 for 8 in the series, and one of only 2 left-handed hitters in the lineup. And Aaron Laffey's first pitch is in there for a strike. And with only 2 left-handed hitters in the lineup, and primarily this is the everyday lineup for Toronto, it's hard to figure why they're only a .205 hitting team against left-handed pitchers this year.
Well, you know, if you have a lot of right-handed hitters, you got a lot of the left-handers in this league that like that changeup. You know, they run cutters in and off-speed pitches down and away. They're free swingers. They don't hit for average, and when you try and hit that changeup out over the plate away, you'll swing and miss a lot. They're 7-12 against left-handed starters this year.
Lewis, a soft liner the other way, and it's a base hit. So Toronto gets their leadoff man aboard here to start the ball game.
Well, the left-hander coming in. There's a pitch up in the strike zone for Aaron, about belt high. He's going to try and get that ball down, but Lewis fights it off into left field for the first hit.
Gonzalez looks at a ball up high. 1-0 the count. The 1-0 pitch. Caught the outside corner. Gonzalez 2 for 7 in the series with Fred Lewis, the runner at first base. But Toronto not a team that steals a lot of bases. And here's a double play ball. The flip to second, and the relay is in time. Boy, Hernandez, I thought maybe made one move too many instead of just going to the bag himself.
I agree.
But he pulls it off, and Donald, back in the lineup tonight, made a good strong throw to first.
I agree. I thought he was just going to step on the bag and throw it. But maybe he was too far out in front of it. It was hard to tell from that angle, but from where we sit, I thought he was just going to step on the bag and throw. Anytime you don't have to make a flip, you try not to. But they turn it anyway. The 97th double play turn by the Tribe this year, and that is the best in all of baseball.
And a good sign for Aaron Laffey to get that ground ball. And a double play. That'll help his confidence as Jose Bautista steps in. And it's quickly 0-2.
That's the fifth double play that Toronto has hit into. And this being game number 3. But I remember, what was it? Last year or the year before, where Aaron Laffey had to start against Kansas City, he had 5 ground ball double plays in consecutive innings.
Now the 2-2. Got him. Aaron Laffey with a good first inning of work. Gives up the leadoff single, then a double play ball and a strikeout. And now the Indians come to bat when we return. Is presented by Progressive Insurance. Progressive, proud to be the official auto insurance provider of the Cleveland Indians. Trevor Crow, Shin-Soo Choo, Carlos Santana at the top. Then you've got Hafner, Kearns, and Peralta in the middle. Matt Laporta, who hit a bomb last night, bats 7th, and Anderson Hernandez and Jason Donald back in the lineup, batting 9th.
Jesse Litch making his 4th start. Does not have a win yet, an 8.78 ERA. This guy had Tommy John surgery last June 12th. So he's back in a year. Boy, sometimes it takes a little bit longer, and you know, when you bounce back from that, you have to build back arm strength, command of the baseball, as we see Jake Westbrook all year doing it. So this guy is just about a year removed.
Trevor Crow takes a strike, and it's 0-2. Two-strike delivery, and it's fouled away. This Indians offense has improved every month in terms of runs scored per game and batting average. They only averaged 3.5 runs a game in April. It's up to 4.5 runs a game here in June, and in 2 of their last 3 wins, they've scored 5 runs, including last night.
Well, I know when you're a manager, and Manny Act would love to pencil the same guys in the same spots if you can, but with the injuries they've had, you're missing 2 key components when you're looking at 2 of your top 2 guys. Cabrera, Sizemore out for the year. Well, let's say for the most part now.
Yeah.
Grady's out for the year. Cabrera is going to be back, let's say, in a month. But when you do that, there's Asdrubal. First time I've seen him in uniform. It's just fun to get back for him, I'm sure.
2-2 swung on and missed. And a strikeout to start the game for Jesse Litch.
Let's take a look at the Jays defense, brought to you by Huntington Bank. It's Lewis, Wells, and Bautista in the outfield. Hoffpower, Gonzalez, Green, and Overbay on the infield. John Buck behind the plate. Jays third in the league in defense. They have made 40 errors.
Now the pitch to Shin-Soo Choo. Swung on and missed. Good off-speed pitch to start him off with. The other thing, too, with regards to the Indians' offense is Carlos Santana. I mean, he's made a real difference, and he's given them a legitimate number 3 hitter.
Well, yes, he has. He's only been here a couple of weeks, though. That's the amazing thing.
And what that's done is it's enabled them to move Choo into the 2 spot. So you got really your 2 best hitters probably right now batting in the first inning of every ball game. So you got a chance to get something going early in the game. And that's also enabled Manny Acta to lengthen the lineup because you can drop Kearns down and Johnny Peralta 5 and 6 tonight.
Well, yeah, but even if you had the Cabrera at Sizemore, then you can really lengthen your lineup because you've got kids in there. Matt Laporta is going to get a chance now. He's young. He doesn't know the league. Hernandez probably wouldn't even be here if, you got Cabrera back here. And Jason Donald, you never know. The youth, I mean, they got to work their way up and find out what it's all about at the big league level.
Choo hammers it. Deep right field. Bautista just turns and watches it leave. Choo's 13th home run of the year. And on the final day of June, we give away $300 in free gasoline to Carol Studer of Galion, Ohio, courtesy of STO, Shell, and Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. He smoked that ball. It's going to be Art McDonald's. I'm loving it. Look at that ball. Middle of the plate, and, boy, he's had that swing down, hasn't he? A couple of times on Sunday in Cincinnati. And he's just been missing them. He hit a couple of the track, one in left, one in right last night. This one he connects on. Indians will take a 1-0 lead.
Our next contestant in the Shell Gasoline giveaway contest is Jim Barry of Youngstown, and this is the last night for our contest. Shell giving away $300 for every homer and $1,000 plus Conrad's kicks in a set of tires for every grand slam.
Let's give away to all 6 tonight that we have on that list. How about that?
What's our high? 3? Do we have 3 in one game?
Yes, we do. I think we did 3 in a game.
Up high to Santana. Well, that's the other thing, too, Rick. That's the 29th home run the Indians have hit in June. They hit 18 in May, 13 in April. So as the weather has heated up.
Well, they quit hitting them here. They never really, they were hitting them on the road. They're starting to hit them at home, and it's a good deal. I mean, they hit 3 on Sunday against Cincinnati, and now that is their 27th here. They have hit 33 on the road, but remember, they played more road games than they have home.
And I don't think anybody's played fewer home games than the Indians still.
I think you're right. We were a -10 coming into this homestand.
I see a 35 in the National League, Pittsburgh. And this is the 35th home game for the Indians. And Pittsburgh's on the road, so the Indians and Pirates after tonight will have played the same number of home games, the fewest in baseball. Now the payoff pitch. Santana smokes it deep down the right field line. Into the corner it goes. Carlos digging for 2. Bautista makes a good strong throw, and he's safe. Just did beat the tag of Alex Gonzalez. A homer and a double, and the Indians teeing off here in the first.
I'll tell you, I'm really amazed. That ball just jumps off this kid's bat. He is fun to watch step in that batter's box. And, I mean, he's already has 9 doubles. He's got 4 homers. And he's facing all these guys for the very first time, and he is showing no mercy.
Terrific
he has to
throw
hustle.
by
Yeah,
Bautista.
it was very good play. He's shown me something out in the outfield and right field. He's got a good arm, gets rid of the ball quickly. But Santana gets the double.
And Travis Hafner, 3 for 7 in the series, steps in now. And Hafner looks at a strike. So again, as I just alluded to, when you get Chu and Santana up in the first inning, it gives you a chance to get your offense going early, and they have already put up a run on the board.
I think we went 2 solid months where we kept saying, well, the Indians are playing from behind. They're playing from behind. They're playing from behind. And I'll tell you what, recently we're saying, boy, the Indians out to an early lead. And it's fun to say that because you just react differently as a ball club when you can get that lead early. Pitchers act differently.
And looking for more here with only 1 out and Santana in scoring position. Hafner down on the count 0-2. Just missed a little bit outside. That's where he wanted to throw it, trying to get Hafner to maybe chase after it.
Well, Hafner with a good eye at the plate. It is off the plate. He's not biting. He's seen a lot of those pitches before with 2 strikes.
Already a 20-pitch first inning for Jesse Litch. Ran it in on the fists, and he fights it off. Litch taking his time. And the 1-2 to Prunk. Again, it's outside. You know, if you take away the interleague games where Hafner was limited to just the 5 pinch hit appearances, in his last 10 games that he's started, he's hit .375, and that's going back to what we talked about. He was really swinging the bat well going into that interleague road trip, and that put him on ice for 9 games. Struck him out, 2 down.
Well, it's been all or nothing here for Litch. Changeup, off-speed pitch. He got this Crow the same way. But Chu and Santana picked on at different pitches, and they smoked it. So you can see that looks like his bread and butter to try and get you to swing and miss.
Austin Kearns now steps in with a runner at second and 2 down. First pitch strike for Litch.
All 3 of Litch's starts have come against the National League.
Got away from Buck. Santana didn't pick it up initially, but Kearns very alertly waved him over to third, and Santana takes off. See how they rule that. Might be a pass ball. Buck didn't even realize at first that it had gotten behind him. Let's see. No, that'll be a wild pitch, I would imagine.
Yeah, it did bounce, and he just tried for the backhand. He's probably shocked that that ball didn't go in his glove.
And it is a wild pitch, so a runner at third with 2 down, and a 1-1 count for Kearns. Almost chased after it. 2 balls and a strike. Austin, while he has been productive, very much so, in the last 15 games, though, it's been a struggle for him. Batting just .170.
Well, he likes this situation. 2 outs, runners in scoring position. He drove in the first run the first night. Check swing there.
A roller to second. Nick Green throws him out. Shin-Soo Chu's 13th home run of the year as the Tribe on top, 1-0.
Play hard, eat fresh. By Continental Airlines. Work hard, fly right. And by your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers.
A cloudless evening here in downtown Cleveland. 1-zip Tribe on top. Vernon Wells, John Buck, Lyle Overbay will bat for Toronto. Vernon Wells 3 for 8 in the series. And looks at ball one down low. Two balls, no strikes.
44 extra base hits for Wells. Leads the league. He's a machine.
Now the 2-1. Ran the fastball just in off the plate. That's definitely something Manny Acta wanted to see a little bit more out of Aaron Laffey tonight.
Well, that's okay. You're talking about pitching inside. Yeah. That's okay, but you're going to have to, when you get into counts like that, 3-1, have your go-to pitch, but he gets him out.
Speaking of Manny Acta, let's look at tonight's achievement of the game, brought to you by PNC Bank for the achiever in us all. His Impacta Kids Foundation presented 3 college scholarships on the homestand. $2,500 award winners were Ryan Kelly, Denisha Kinney, and Sean Stark. John Buck whacks it in the air, right center field. Back goes Chu, and he pulls it down on the front edge of the track. That really carried on a night where there's not that much of a breeze. 2 down.
Well, take a break from work tomorrow. Head right down to the ballpark. You can watch a ball game, get lunch, 3 innings tomorrow. 12 o'clock game. Get a ticket for the Tribe Blue Jays game. $10 in ticket plus food credit. All for just $15. It's supposed to be another gorgeous day like it was today. Boy, what a great day to spend at the ballpark.
Lyle Overbay looks at a ball up high. You know, with Aaron Laffey, Rick, you know, he doesn't have a baffling changeup or an electric slider. So for him, he has to really trust in that sinker and try to be aggressive.
Well, he did that when he first came up when he started. I mean, he pounded it. He worked and tried to get ground balls. And then last year when the Indians needed help in the bullpen, they sent him out there and took him out of the rotation, not because he didn't belong to stay or deserve to stay there. They needed help out of the bullpen, and he just hasn't been the same guy since. A lot of times when you go to the bullpen, it'll teach you to be more aggressive and throw strikes.
Almost as if the reverse happened.
That's exactly right. It's hard to figure out. I've talked to pitchers that have been in the bullpen and come to starting, and they say, well, the bullpen helped me because it made me throw more strikes. And it does. It seems like it's working in reverse. And he may get it back once he stretches out.
Well, he looks good so far tonight. Couple of strikeouts, scoreless through 2. Indians on top, 1-0. Indians on top, bottom of the second inning. It'll be Johnny Peralta, Matt Laporta, and Anderson Hernandez. Jesse Litch yielding a solo home run to Shin-Soo Choo in the first, and a ringing double off the bat of Carlos Santana, but he struck out a pair and got a ground ball out to end the inning. Two balls, no strikes. Johnny 0 for his last 5. 2 balls and a strike. Sky high pop. Shallow right. It's Nick Green, the second baseman. 1 away. Here's our great clip of the game from last night, brought to you by Great Clips. And Matt Laporta with a long home run over the 19-foot wall just to the left of straightaway center. Relax, you're at Great Clips.
His second home run this year. Hit that ball a long way.
Shattered the bat and lines it to short where Gonzalez makes the grab for out number 2. That bat, I mean, literally split in half right down the middle.
Yes, it did. That's amazing because the handle and look at, there's still some barrel to it as he's taking that back into the dugout. That's what you call bad wood right there.
If you took an axe and hit it right at the top of the barrel.
Couldn't have split it any better.
That's unreal.
It's almost like you think that bat had to be broken before he went up there. It just splits. And it looked like he put a good swing on a ball.
Off the end, though, it looked like.
Well, if it was, that's that bat, whatever kind it was, right down the middle.
Anderson Hernandez thought about a bunt, takes it for a strike.
I don't think I've ever had a bat break like that down the middle. I've had them shattered off. You know, it splits down there at the handle, but not all the way down the middle.
Looked like Wonder Boy from the movie The Natural. Remember when he breaks his bat, split right down the middle just like that. Go pick me out a winner, Bobby. The 1-1. Inside pitch, 2 balls and a strike. 35 tosses so far for Jesse Litch. 1-zip Cleveland here in the bottom of the second. On the inside corner. Hernandez 0 for his last 8. Pops it in the air, shallow left. There's Fred Lewis. And the Indians go in order. Through 2, 1-zip Cleveland. And hello to you.
Look at thumbs up. They're having fun. They must have had some candy and everything. Sitting down watching a ball game. Indians leading 1-0.
Kind of like us.
Talk about having the candy and watching a ball game.
Yeah, that's right.
Doesn't get any better than that, does it?
No, it does not. Aaron Hill, 0 for 8 in the series. This guy's too good a hitter to continue at this pace, you would think.
Well, just watching him, and it's, just a couple of games, it's hard to tell. But to me, he looks like he's trying to pull everything. He's thinking one side of the field. I remember Aaron Hill last year when he, just smoked the baseball everywhere. He was going to right center and driving the ball to all parts of the field. And I think if he does continue to do that, you're right. His averages can do nothing but go up.
Doesn't get the result there, but that's the swing you're talking about from Aaron Hill.
It's all right. He hit it on the nose.
Time now for the AT&T trivia question. AT&T Rethink Possible. Who's the only player to record his 3,000th hit in the 1980s? That's a good one. I like it. I have to think about that. Oh, 1 pitch to Nick Green. A little tap or foul. A little bit too high. Ooh, shattered that right off the thumbs.
There you go. You want to pitch inside? There you go.
This is deep in the kitchen, as they say. Oh, yeah,
oh,
literally.
Wow. That's deep in there. You got to hire a cook to get him out of there.
You need Mark and Mike Q.
Yeah, right. Q will get him out of that kitchen.
Yeah, when Mark's cooking, you don't want to be messing around in there. There's the 1-2. Down and in. Evens the count. Foul tipped it into the glove for the 3rd strikeout of the night. Aaron Laffey has a K in each of the first 3 innings here tonight. 2 down. And let's have a look now at our Subway. Fresh face of the game, Bryce Stoll. 13 appearances at AA Akron. Has not allowed an earned run. Named to the Eastern League All-Star team.
Watch out. Skins is going to use him, baby. He's not giving up a run.
30 punch-outs in 21 and a
Yes,
third.
indeed.
Here's Jarrett Hoffpower. And the pitch is outside for ball 1. Four hits and 23 at bats for Jarrett Hoffpower on the year. Made his Blue Jays debut back on June 21st. And Shin-Soo Choo comes in to make the grab, and the Blue Jays go in order for the 2nd inning in a row. 1-0 Indians on top. Bottom of the third, Jason Donald will lead it off for the Tribe. And Jason with a soft liner dropping in center, but Wells will run it down. One away. Top of the order, Trevor Crowe struck out his first time up. Another cool evening here in downtown Cleveland. Trevor now 1 for 9 in the series. And a pitch down low. Two balls and no strikes. Crowe has hit in 7 of his last 8 games. One thing he really hasn't done is bunch a lot of hits together, though. You look at that Crowe's numbers in 7 of his last 8 games with a hit, 9 for 33. The 3-1 pitch. And the count goes full. Rick, I don't know if it's just something we're seeing here lately or just not remembering it, but it seems like they're really attacking him down and in and getting him to chase after that pitch that's really hard to dig out.
He's a good low ball hitter, and you know that's a pitch that right-handers can get lefties on to get after. Cut it inside on his hands.
2 down here in the third.
Well, celebrate Independence Day weekend when the Tribe takes on the Oakland A's. That'll all start Friday night. They got great post-game fireworks shows on Friday, also on Saturday. But on Friday night, it'll be student ID night as well. You get half-price tickets in select locations. And they've got a new deal going on with Chew Crew T-shirt that if you're a student, get a half-priced ticket, get a Chew T-shirt for $15 and go sit out in right field. That's a pretty nice deal with the big man hot and hitting the balls into the right field seats.
Bouncer just foul as Chew was looking for extra bases here in the third. He homered his first time up. And, folks, if you missed it, he absolutely smashed it.
Well, it jumps off his bat. I mean, it's got a different sound to it. And they come in streaks. That was number 13 for Chew.
In the month of June, Chew has hit .295 with now 6 homers and 18 runs batted in.
Well, on that trip, he had two two-homer games.
Yeah. And a 3-1. Full count.
Because of that hand, he lost some feeling on swinging the bat. Something happened to him. He took a healthy cut on the 3-1 pitch.
And a ground ball to first right into the mitt of Overbay. And the Indians go 1-2-3, and Jesse Litch has retired 8 straight. 1-zip Cleveland through 3. 1-zip Cleveland on top, 4th inning here at Progressive Field. Aaron Laffey has faced the minimum through the first 3. This is the only man that has reached base. Fred Lewis with an opposite field single his first time up, but he was erased on a double play ball.
Well, and that's the very first hitter. Remember, Aaron left the fastball up about belt high. Boy, since that point, he has gotten it down and has really done a nice job.
Bouncer up the middle. Second baseman Hernandez will throw him out. 1 away. The scoreboard update is brought to you by Wendy's. You know when it's real, Wendy's.
I want to send along a belated birthday wish to Detective Timothy Toller, who works here right at Progressive Field. I should have done it the 23rd, and I apologize, but I found this in my pants pocket today, so I didn't wear them in a while, so I'm sorry. I don't want to get arrested, Tim. Happy birthday.
Alex Gonzalez bounced into a double play his first time up. And he yanks it down the left field line, headed for the corner. Kearns will dig it out. But Gonzalez will stroll into second base with a 1-out double. Aaron Laffey has only made 39 pitches so far here tonight. After 3 innings in his last start in Cincinnati, he had made 68 pitches.
Well, much different guy tonight, and that's good. Very good. That's exactly what Manny Acta's looking for. Go ahead. I want to lengthen you out.
Pop back out of play.
Well, he to me, much more aggressive tonight. He's not nibbling. He's going after the guys. You know, and that Cincinnati ballpark is not an easy park to pitch in, mind you, and they have a pretty good offense that they can throw some hitters up there, so you may think twice in that yard.
1-1 to count. And the 1-1. Good pitch.
Yes.
Good change of pace. And the count 1-2.
Now that's the pitch. That's the equalizer that you can get to these right-handers that like for power. But you're going to have to keep them honest and pitch inside as well.
Laffey's 1-2 delivery just missed. He was trying to shave that outside corner, but the count evens up.
Well, look at Santana. Give it to him up and out. That's a pretty good pitch. That ball came in at the end.
Actually, it was one of those cases where he was set up off the plate.
Right.
And it came back on, and maybe because he was set up off the plate, he didn't get the call.
Well, that's where you want to miss if you miss off. You don't want to miss on the plate. So, actually, that looked like a little cutter there that he started off the plate and came in and caught the corner. I mean, it ended up being a beautiful pitch, and you're right. Because he was off the plate, it might have hurt him a little.
He's still going to get the out, though, as Crow backs up. Makes the catch, 2 down. Gonzalez holds at second. That'll bring up Vernon Wells. Hey, we have a special birthday wish to send out tonight to Tom Tolman, who's watching in Santa Monica.
Any relation to Tim?
That's the Indians bench coach. His father, 81 years old today.
Ah, good for you. Congratulations.
So Tom, happy birthday in Santa Monica, California. Up high. Ball 1. There is Tim Tolman with the glasses next to Manny Acta.
Where did you say he was from?
Santa Monica, California.
Okay. Tolley, I know, now resides out in Tucson.
But he was a University of Southern Cal product back in his college days. Runner at second with 2 down, and Vernon Wells, who bounced to third his first time up, has a 1-ball, 1-strike count. A little bit too low.
Also want to send out a happy 48th anniversary to Bob and Beulah Cedars, Congratulations. 48th anniversary. They're getting close.
The 2-1. That's the Golden coming up, right?
Yes, indeed.
And Shelley Duncan will flip a prize to a young fan from Hudson.
Yeah, he's got that jack up front. That's what you get when you sit in the front row.
Oh, how about that? Young man gave it to an even younger fan.
I guarantee he's got another one in his pocket then.
Oh, wow.
Well, if you're sitting front row, batting practice, and these guys, they flip them up there all day.
The 2-2. Popped in the air. Right field, long run for Chu. Will he get there? He does, and makes the grab to end the inning. So the one-out double by Alex Gonzalez does no damage. And we go to the bottom of the fourth. Cleveland 1, Toronto nothing. The fourth inning.
There's a couple of characters we know. Johnny Gorel on your left, Manny Mendoza on your right. Johnny's still in charge, the minor leagues, and he has seen all these kids come up. He was a coach of mine back in the 80s. Manny's been around forever.
Manny's the Latin American field coordinator. And as you said, Johnny Gorel works in player development. And Carlos Santana yanks that one deep but foul.
You talk about Manny. He came up in the Minnesota Twins organization. He's the one that he told me a great story when I was in spring training one time. Tony Oliva wanted to quit when he was 18. He was going to go back to Cuba, and Manny wouldn't let him. The kid was frustrated. He was away from home. He didn't have anything. He wanted to go back home, and Manny says no, and that was one of the greatest hitters around.
Tony Oliva, no doubt about it.
And, of course, Johnny Gorel has been in the organization forever, and he's such a great baseball man. Good people right there, boy. He's watched a lot of ball games. We used to call him the Mullion. Look at him.
Johnny's son, J.D. Gorel, is a pitcher in the Indians farm system right now. He's at Mahoning Valley under the watchful eye of Travis Fryman, right-handed pitcher who grew up down in Florida. And Johnny's really looking forward to going to see J.D. hopefully tomorrow.
He's one of the nicest men in the world. We used to nickname him Grumpy because he was never happy. He'd always want, you could always do better, always do something else, but just a true love of the game. I got to go say hello to him afterwards. You got to see him before the game. I was tied up at the office with Mr. Pensura.
2-2 pitch fouled away.
He kept me away for a while.
He tied you up?
Oh.
He really, literally tied you up?
Yeah, he really did. Went through my pockets and took all my money out and tried to put it in his account. So I had to stop at the bank before I came here.
Oh, boy. The 2-2 pitch. Let me know if your next check makes it to the bank on time. I got a feeling it's going to get delayed in transit.
That's all right. I've already got my lawyer. I got his card in my pocket.
Oh, man. Travis Hafner on deck. The 3-2 pitch to Carlos Santana.
One of the few times you see him out in front of a pitch.
Yeah.
That one, it fouled off his body. I mean, here's one guy that when he has that leg kick, he brings that toe tap, comes back, lifts his leg up. You don't see him out in front very often. He squares up on the baseball as well as any young player I've seen in a long, long time.
And the 3-2. Big swing, but chopped it into the grass, and it just died. Overbay flips to the bag, and that is out number one.
Watch that front foot, how he taps it, brings it back, and then lifts. Boom, up, and goes. And that's all timing for him to get his hands set and everything, and that inner timing that he has when he sees the pitcher wherever he's going to deliver it. And he does it from both sides of the plate. When you see some switch hitters, young switch hitters coming up, they may have different stances from one side to the other. He's almost the same, a lot like Victor was, too, in that regard.
And the important thing, and I see this a lot with kids, who watch the big league guys and maybe try to emulate what they do on the diamond. But for kids, the thing, don't pay attention to all the stuff they do before. Pay attention to where they finish, because they all finish in exactly the same spot.
When you're all ready and set to swing the bat, it all comes together from the same spot no matter what you do prior to the ball. But for young kids, you want them to just keep it simple and stay short.
The less moving parts, the better.
Yes. That'll all come later.
2-strike pitch, popped in the air. Here comes Vernon Wells, and he'll make the catch, 2 down. Boy, Jesse Litch has really settled in here.
Yes, he has.
When the Indians hit home runs, we raise money for the Gathering Place, a great charitable organization that helps individuals and family members who are dealing with cancer. When the Indians homer, Great Clips donates $50 per dinger. Rick and I are each donating $5 per homer, and we've raised $3,600 so far this year. You can log on to touchedbycancer.org to learn more about the Gathering Place or to make a donation yourself. Ten in a row set down by Jesse Litch, as Austin Kearns has a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Kearns a check swing roller to second his first time up tonight. This time he hits it harder to second base. A short hop picked by Green, and the Indians go 1-2-3 yet again. It's 1-0 Cleveland through 4.
caramel, or mocha, blended with a hint of coffee and ice. McDonald's, I'm loving it. By KeyBank. Stop in and start a conversation and unlock your possibilities. And by Panini's. Visit PaninisGrill.com for a list of new locations.
Picture perfect day here in northeastern Ohio. Lots of blue sky, mild temperatures. Folks enjoying a night at the ball yard. 1-zip Cleveland, 5th inning. It will be John Buck, Lyle Overbay, and Aaron Hill.
Now look how cute that is, huh?
She's got a lobster.
She is.
John Buck looks at a ball up high.
The lobster.
Buck fouls that, and the count 1-1.
She may not like that on her head. Mom's putting it on there.
Yeah.
It looks cute, but
she wants the lobster. Why wouldn't you?
She wears her hat like Alvarez does in Pittsburgh. No, that'd be over the ears.
Yeah. Well, these old school guys, well, they don't like that Tommy Bo.
I could see Tommy wearing his hat like that.
Swung on and missed. 1 ball, 2 strikes. John Buck flied to right his first time up. And now Aaron Laffey's 1-2 pitch. Bounced it in there. Buck 0 for 6 in the series. And the 2-2. Got him. Boy, Aaron Laffey is sharp tonight. That's his 4th strikeout. He's only allowed 2 hits.
Let's see that breaking ball right there. Up and away, gets away with it. Buck swings through it.
All right, Lyle Overbay stepping in now. I think I just got maybe the best message of the year on our Facebook page. This comes to us from Richard Milter. And the reason he checked in is because he jumped right in on the answer on our trivia question, which we'll have later. But he also said he's replaying the 1978 Cleveland Indians season with Stratomatic Baseball. And then he puts in parentheses, yes, I'm a loser. I don't have much of a life. But he goes on to say that Rick Manning is on fire right now. He's batting .314, 31 games into the 1978 replay. So he says, thanks, keep up the good work.
Well, I will, and you stay thirsty, my friend.
Off the end of the bat, almost hit
foul.
the bag,
Okay.
but it's foul.
Stay hot. Well, you go through spurts. I'm sure I won't stay hot, but enjoy it while you can. I'm riding that wave.
Richard, all I have to say is don't renegotiate with him yet. Make him prove it for at least the first half.
Exactly.
Well, you can check in
I
with
may
us.
be hot offensively, as long as I'm catching the ball out there defensively.
He says you're playing Gold Glove defense. So
that I did every day.
you can check in with us during the season at Facebook.com/STO Matt.
Keep sending those while I'm hot. When I'm cold, don't call.
Don't send us a message when he goes through an offer.
That's exactly right.
2 down for Aaron Hill. Here's our league's 5-star league leaders. Brought to you by the GMC Sierra. Never send a truck to do a Sierra's job. And the Blue Jays still out-homering the pack by a distance. But Cito Gaston knows that it's very difficult to live consistently day in and day out when really all you do is hit home runs. And they don't have a good team batting average. They don't get on base much, so it's difficult to consistently score a lot of runs.
And when you look at it, a lot of times home runs will come on mistake pitches. Pitches that are up in the zone, something like that. But
Aaron Hill with a drive off the fence in left field. Kearns, he almost made a great play off the wall. He would have had a play at second base. But just as he was about to grab it and throw it, he dropped it. So Hill has a double with 2 outs here in the 5th.
When you take into consideration that home runs a lot of times come on mistakes, when you face good pitching, they're not going to make many mistakes, so they're going to minimize the long ball. There's a pitch right there out over the plate, a breaking ball that Hill does not miss, and he turns on that ball, but he doesn't get it up enough, and it hits off the wall. It'll go as a double, a third hit.
Nick Green struck out his first time up. Tim Belcher really has to be pleased with what he's seen from Laffey here tonight. This has been the Aaron Laffey that they expected to see.
Well, yes, he's been very good, and keep it going. They'd love to see it go.
This will be his 65th pitch of the night.
As a matter of fact, so far every pitcher in this series for the Indians has done very well, including the bullpen in the series. With runners in scoring position, they're 1 for their last 13. With runners on, they're 3 for 30. So they really have. All the pitchers have done a great job.
And it's contagious. You know, you feel like, hey, you want to follow that guy? And
yeah, you do.
Keep the ball rolling. 2-2, just a bit low. Full count.
You don't want to be the guy that stops the streak. You know, you got something going here. You just want to keep it rolling.
Laffey's 3-2 pitch. He lost him, and that's his first walk of the night. And we'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Jarrett Hoffpower.
Well, this is where the Indians did last night when you went against Brandon Morrow. Remember, a couple of times he had the first 2 guys out, like in the first inning, and like in the 5th inning, where bing, bing, they got first 2 guys out, and then they were able to come back and score. Of course, the first inning was on an error, but it still breaks your back a little bit when you get the first 2 out. So he's got to go and stay aggressive now.
He missed outside for ball 1. Two balls, no strikes. Santana.
2 off-speed pitches. Let's go. You're facing hitter number 9. Get after it. Here comes Belcher. He sees the same thing. He's saying, hey, don't get out of whack. You were throwing the ball great. Trust that sinker. Go after him. You're facing the bottom part of the lineup.
You know, that's the other thing, too, I suppose, about confidence. Even though he's pitched a great ball game so far, that confidence thing, until you have 2, 3, 4 starts in a row, it takes away. It's still always in the back of your mind. Boy, is this where it's going to fall apart for me? Is this where it's going to go bad?
Well, and this is where a young catcher like Santana, too, he may want to stay with the off-speed because you've gotten outs with your changeup before. But to get to that changeup, you still got to set it up that fastball. Number 9 hitters for Toronto, 0 for 8 in a series. Not that that matters. Any guy with a piece of lumber in his hand can get up and get a base hit. But there you go.
Just a bit outside. Boy, I'll tell you what, he's asking for trouble now. They are loaded. He's walked 2 in a row. And now you flip it over to the top of the order. And Fred Lewis will be the batter.
Well, again, on Saturday, A's will be in town over the weekend. And July 4th, although it'll be a day game, Friday and Saturday, it'll be a fireworks spectacular, as always, here in Cleveland. Great seats are still available. Call 216-420-HITS or visit Indians.com.
Missed with the breaking ball. It's almost like he's going away from the sinker.
Well, you know, when you get out there and you feel like you might not be able to throw it for strikes, you want to go to something that you know you can get in the zone. But now you're nibbling, you're falling behind with your secondary pitches. And, I mean, when you walk the 8th and 9th guy, you haven't walked a hitter all game. Stay aggressive. Now you're putting guys in good hitters' counts, and you're going through. Now you're starting a third time through the lineup. I mean, at least if they hit their way on, it's one thing.
Back out of play.
But, boy, they can eliminate doubt, and you could see he put a good swing on that 2-0 fastball error.
1/3 of his total pitches for the game have been made in this inning alone now.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't surprise me. And that's why it happened so fast.
Swung on a miss, blew it by him. 2-2. Bases loaded, 2 down. Crowd encouraging Laffey to try to dig deep and get out of this jam. And the 2-2 pitch is swung on and foul tipped into the glove of Santana. Laffey with a fist pump. He got himself into a jam, and then he pulled himself up by the bootstraps and got himself out of it. On Lake Erie.
Regatta.
I like my regatta with a little marinara. Oh, that was terrible. One zip drive on top.
Yeah. You had it tonight.
Yeah, I got some on my shirt still. Johnny Peralta popped up on the infield his first time up. Peralta has had 74 at-bats on the year against left-handed pitchers, 193 at-bats against right-handed pitchers, and yet his average is virtually identical against either or. Fly ball, left field, Lewis back, 1 away. Get a look at our Miller Taste Greatness moment. It was on this date in 1995. Eddie Murray with a base hit in the right field at the old Hubert H. Humphrey Metrodome when he joined the 3,000 hit club.
You were there for that, weren't you?
I was, yeah. That was a neat deal.
Yes, it was.
And you know what I was really impressed about with that when the moment came? It did not surprise me that Eddie was quick to say, okay, guys, get back in the dugout. Let's get on with the game.
Right.
But what did impress me was afterwards, one of the first people he thanked was his Little League coach. He went all the way back to his Little League days, back in California growing up, and saying how his Little League coach had such a profound influence on him at a young age. I thought that was really impressive.
I'll tell you what, if you remember it, then it obviously stuck, and he certainly did have an impact, and that's a good thing.
One ball, one strike, one out. Matt Laporta split his bat in half on a line drive to shortstop his first time up. Not sure what happened there. It was kind of it was almost like a start, and then I don't want to swing, but I have to keep going, and then foul it off.
That's one where, you know what, you better just keep right on swinging. Swing hard and swing through it. That was sort of like a stop-action swing. Yeah, you don't want that, especially with the count in your favor. I could see 2 strikes. You may have the emergency swing.
Well, he laid off a tough pitch right there and draws a one-out walk. Now the answer to our AT&T trivia question. This was a good one tonight. AT&T Rethink Possible. The only player to get his 3,000th hit in the 1980s. Pete Rose was a good guess, but Pete broke the all-time hit record in 1985. He actually got his 3,000th hit in 78, which means your guy, Rod Carew, is the correct answer tonight.
Got that against the Angels, I believe. Or the Twins when he was with the Angels. That's what it was.
Anderson Hernandez lines it back to the pitcher and a quick flip to first for the double play.
March, where you'll find a huge selection and low prices every day.
Alex Gonzalez, Jose Bautista, and Vernon Wells will bat for the Blue Jays here in the 6th inning. Gonzalez banged into a double play his first time up, and then he doubled in the 4th. Aaron Laffey, 78 pitches on the night. 46 have been for strikes. And really, you take away that fifth inning, and he's been very efficient, but for whatever reason, he just ran into a...
He just lost it for a moment. You had a little a mental lapse where he started to throw too many breaking balls, off-speed pitches, and it was at the bottom part of the lineup. But, what do you have, a 25-pitch inning was that? Or
27.
27-pitch inning, yeah. Okay, that was your hiccup. Now move on. I mean, it's sixth inning, you're going to go through that the tough part of the lineup right here.
The 1-2 to Gonzalez. In the air, right center. Hangs up, Chu is there. One away. Well, let's go back to the studios for the first time tonight. Here's Al Pulaski with an in-game update.
Hey, man, Rick, ball game underway in Kansas City. White Sox Royals, and the Butler did it. Billy Butler, first inning, his 8th home run of the season, and the Royals have an early 1-0 lead, still batting in the bottom half of the first inning. Let's go back to you now at Progressive Field.
All right, thanks, Al. Jose Bautista 0 for 2. Looks at a ball down low. Bouncing ball to third. Peralta throws him out, 2 away. Now through July 10th, fans who purchase Cleveland Browns new full season tickets for the upcoming season will also receive 2 free tickets to Cedar Point. And if you text the word Browns to 31962, you'll be entered for the chance to win 2 tickets to the Browns home opener. Standard text messaging rates apply. Visit STOHD.com for all the info. Aaron Laffey with 9 straight first pitch balls.
Make it 10.
Not a good trend necessarily.
Well, normally you like to see strike one because it helps you out as a pitcher, but it doesn't seem to have hurt him to this point. This Toronto team, as we mentioned in the outset, has struggled against left-handed pitching. Team batting average of .205. And 7-12 against left-handed starters this year.
Now Vernon Wells yanks one to right center. Chu coming hard, reaches down and makes the catch. And the inning is over. Blue Jays go 1-2-3. Laffey back on track. 1-zip Tribe, middle of the 6th. Bottom of the 6th inning. Jason Donald, Trevor Crow, and Shin-Soo Choo will bat for the Indians.
Take that home and use that as a cereal bowl.
Big bowl of cereal.
Be a Jethro Bodine cereal bowl. Get him a big spoon.
It's always a good day when you can get a Beverly Hillbillies reference in there.
Well, Tommy was telling me when he watched it this morning, that one episode. Jethro and Ellie Mae were down by the cement pond.
Jason Donald flied to center his first time up and looks at a ball sailing wide. 1-2 the count.
You know, the amazing thing, when you look at the numbers before this game at these two pitchers, you know, Jesse Litch 0-2 with a 878 and Aaron 0-2 with a 637. You figure, okay, there's got a chance to be a lot of offense. These two guys have been dialed in. There's only been 5 hits in the ball game, and just 1 run scored to this point. And we are in the bottom half of the 6th inning.
Tapper towards short, charging hard. Gonzalez, off-balance throw, not in time. Jason beats it out for an infield single.
Yeah, Jason Donald can get down the line, and he hustles down there every time. Gonzalez did everything in his power, made a very nice barehanded play. It was just not hit hard enough. Look at him, he's trying to get his feet set, makes the barehanded play, makes a strong throw. But there's Jason Donald beating it out. Very nice. Infield single.
All right, so Trevor Crow, the batter. What do you think? Do you bunt him into scoring position with the lead here?
Well, you certainly could when you've got your big boys coming up. That's not a bad idea in a one-run game. Yes, or you could go ahead and choose to hit and run because Chu has hit the ball on the ground and struck out the first time.
Crow, yeah. Trevor Crow 0 for 2, 1 for 10 in the series. And with Chu on deck with Santana to follow.
You know, they have not hit the ball very hard off this guy, and now you're foiled down 0-2. Now you battle. This is where now, when you're the base runner, Jason Donald, you keep your eye on that off-speed pitch. He has thrown a wild pitch tonight, and that breaking ball could be in the dirt. Buck with a good arm behind the plate.
Really straighten him up. With a fastball, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
It's a good pitch. And it is, because now you get him to lean back and not necessarily get him out of his toe hold, but get him consciously thinking inside. And he's looking for a ground ball and trying to get a double play in this situation. Let's see if he goes with his changeup. There's the fastball away. He's going to try and get him to roll over on one.
Punches it right to the shortstop, Gonzalez, for out number 1. Time now for our Northern Ohio Toyota dealers game recap. For a dealer near you, visit buyatoyota.com. Shin-Soo Choo providing the only offense in this game. A long ball deep to right, his 13th homer of the year. That came with 1 out in the first inning. The Indians, since that homer, have had just 2 hits, and one of them came here in the 6th on an infield single by Donald. The Blue Jays have just 3 hits in the game. Now Chu. Fisted the other way. Down the line and just fouled. But that almost dropped inside the line for extra bases.
Three or 4 feet. Goes into the stands for a souvenir. Trying to look out in right field, see if I see anybody out there in the Chu crew with his shirts on.
I got a feeling that has a chance to be a popular spot.
Yeah, he plays right field. He can hit the ball up in those seats.
Donald, a little quick repair. Remember early in the year, was it spring training? We had a couple of guys break their belts.
Cabrera.
It was his Struble, you're right.
And Sandy gave him his belt on first base twice. Remember, had to go in and get another one. Some of these belts, you know, when you dive head first, the buckle breaks on them. Then you need some new equipment.
Curtis Danberg letting us know, Rick, that the Choose crew starts with Friday games.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
Okay. July 1st? No, July 2nd.
July 2nd.
July 2nd, okay. Sorry, Curtis.
Got him out front, 2-2. But if you would like to take the Choose Crew T-shirt that you have and go out there tomorrow for the 12 o'clock game and maybe
I was going to
lead the brigade.
I was going to do that.
Be a trendsetter.
I
ahead of the curve.
I usually am.
Now the 2-2. And it's low, full count.
Well, here you go. Start the runner. Off and running. Chu, put it in play.
This will be the 90th pitch of the night coming up for Litch with Carlos Santana on deck.
That's what you want. You want some action right now. Middle part of this ball game, 1-0 lead.
Donald takes off.
Good.
It's ball 4.
You see, that's what Chu does. That's what that makes him a good hitter. A lot of guys get aggressive, think you have to hit that pitch. He's disciplined enough to take the walk. Now I'll leave it up to Santana. Good at bat. Watch, it's a close pitch. Most hitters want to get after it and swing. Boy, was that close pitch. He takes it and takes the walk. That's why you hit for a high average. You don't swing at pitches that are 2-3 inches out. Good at bat. It's only his second walk.
And now Carlos Santana, who doubled into the right field corner his first time up. In the 4th inning, he grounded out to first. He's seen 14 pitches in his first 2 at-bats. So he knows, I would think, everything that Litch has in the arsenal. So as you pointed out before, he's going through the league. He doesn't know these pitchers. But the way he approaches each and every at-bat, it probably doesn't take him long to get an idea what they have.
No, and I mean, it doesn't. He's amazed me.
And there's a line drive to right field, a base hit. Bautista charging. Coming around third, Donald. He will score. On his way to third, Chu is out.
What a great play in right field. That guy is
throw by Bautista.
I'll tell you what, he's shown me something in right field in this series. This kid has gone out there. He didn't go after the runner coming to home plate. He wanted an out at third base, and that's what he did. He threw behind it, sacrificed the run was going to score, and went to third base on this bullet by Santana. Take nothing away from Santana for getting the hit. He didn't even hesitate on that throw, and Chu runs well, and there's the tag at third by Hoffbauer. That's a very good play in right field, but the Indians get their second run in.
And if you're Chu, you can't really fault him there, do you? I mean, you want him to go to third.
Well, sure. That's a great play from the right fielder. I mean to tell you, that was the smart move. He was not going to throw out Donald at home plate, and he didn't hesitate. He came right up quickly. That throw was just a hair off line, but they still made the play. He's got a great arm.
Indians have a 2-0 lead now as Santana has driven in his 15th run of the year. Carlos Santana, and the runner at first base. Hafner 0 for 2 tonight, but he's sitting in a pretty good count right here, 2-0. 95th pitch of the night for Jesse Litch.
Tell you what, that's the 5th assist this year for Batista. Now, he's played third base as well, but I'll tell you what, if that guy makes that throw, and he's been close a couple other times in this series.
Well, he almost got Santana back
at
in the
home.
First inning.
Yeah.
At second base, remember? He made a great throw to second
He almost
base.
got him at home the other night
right.
in the first inning.
He went head first with the slide.
I'll tell you what, this guy, I like the way he plays right field. But will he stay out there? This is, a beautiful play. Doesn't hesitate. Boom, boom. One hopper. You know what it does? It stops the rally. You get the run. But if he tries to go home with that play, you get the run first and third, possibly second and third.
And there's only one out.
Right. He gets that second out.
And now Litch, feels a lot better about himself. There's 2 outs in the inning. All he has to do is get Hafner. But he's fallen behind Travis 3-0. Comes in with a strike.
When Travis Snyder comes back, the young kid, the left-handed hitter, he'll probably be in right field, and you move Batista to third base, but I might keep that kid in right. Sean Camp is up getting loose for Toronto.
Hafner, fly ball, shallow left, coming hard. Lewis still coming, and he's there to make the grab to end the inning. But Carlos Santana puts the Indians up by 2 now. And we go to the 7th to zip Cleveland.
From GMC, never send a truck to do a Sierra's job. And by Wendy's, when it's real, Wendy's.
Beautiful sunset on Lake Erie tonight. The Indians lead it 2-0 as we go to the 7th inning. Is that my man's rain hat there he's working?
It's a good question.
Maybe he's just improvising. 6 innings for Aaron Laffey. He's allowed 3 hits, walked a pair, struck out 5. John Buck will lead off the 7th. Pops it back out of play. Buck, Lyle Overbay, Aaron Hill. Here in inning number 7. Just now getting some activity in the Indians bullpen. Remember, this is only Aaron Laffey's second start in the big leagues. Now, he did go down to AAA to stretch out that arm.
Well, he's been so much better in this start than in his first start.
Night and day. Really.
Yes, that's exactly right. And you know what? It's nice to see. Now it's time to get that bullpen up. He's giving you 6, and anything else now is a bonus.
The 1-1 pitch. A little bit outside.
You know, and this being a close ball game, you're not going to, you know, extend to much more after this because now you got to try and win the ball game. And I'm thinking, but after 3 straight days, Kerry Wood may be out tonight. You know, he may not be used because we showed you last night Chris Perez was out of the ball game. So, you know, Manny may have to take a little different approach to his bullpen tonight.
I forgot to ask Manny about that before
Don't worry,
the ball game.
I don't think you can use him because you got a day game coming back tomorrow.
Line drive, right field, Chu racing over, can't get it. And John Buck going to turn and go for 2? No, he puts the brakes on, and a good idea.
We're looking at 2 good right fielders tonight, folks.
That was a great throw by Chu. Buck would have been out by plenty.
You're looking at 2 good right fielders. Nicely played by Shin-Soo Choo. This ball was hit hard. Left a changeup up over the plate. And Buck drilled it. His intentions were there until he says, I don't think so. That's nicely played.
But I like the aggressive way Buck ran. You know, make him field it cleanly and make that throw.
Matt, you should do that every ball you hit to the outfield. Go out there and think double and make the outfielder make you stop.
Lyle Overbay slashes it down the left side out of play. One ball, 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike to count on Overbay here. And it's up high, 2-1. Murph said that during Manny Acta's pregame meeting with the writers, he did mention that should we get to a save situation tonight, Chris Perez would be the closer. Kerry Wood will get the night off. 2-1 pitch. Couldn't get it in there, and now he's fallen behind 3-1 with Aaron Hill waiting on deck. Overbay might have chased ball 4. Fouls it out of play, and the count goes full. .96 pitches for Laffey. If he walks Overbay,
well, this could very well be his last hitter any way you look at it, even if he gets an out.
Runner goes. Bouncer to first off the glove of Laporta. Just tipped it into right field. And on his way to third goes Buck.
Well, Cito Gaston now taking a page out of let's go. Let's start the runner. And he did it. It paid dividends because Laporta, that ball just went right off the top of his glove. He got leather on it, got into right field, and now Toronto with a little action going on here. Start the runner, hit it on the ground. Watch Laporta come off. And with the runner on first base right off the top of the glove into right field. So Aaron Laffey's night will end with back-to-back singles, but he did a very good job tonight.
Laffey only allowed 3 hits through the first 6 innings, but back-to-back singles here in the 7th send him to the showers. 2-0 Cleveland. His ERA 2.45 in 11 innings of work. He has struck out 5, walked a pair. And Herman will be facing Aaron Hill. And this pitching change brought to you by H.H. Gregg. Aaron Hill, Nick Green, Jarrett Hoffpower.
Well, I like the start tonight from Aaron Laffey. Tough break on that last hit, but now
pops it straight up on the infield. Anderson Hernandez calls off Donald, makes the catch, and that's out number 1. Let's quickly send you back to the studios for this in-game update. Here's Al Pulaski.
Matt, 4th inning in Fenway. Kelly Shopik at the plate for Tampa Bay with a couple aboard. A scoreless tie. Scoreless no longer. It's a 2-run double for Shopik. Tampa Bay takes a 3-0 lead. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Al. Good to see Kelly Shopik back playing again. He was injured when we visited St. Petersburg, Florida earlier this year.
We'll see him next weekend. 4-game series before the break down in Tampa.
Nick Green walked his last time up. The 0-1 from Frank Herman. Foul back out of play. Frank Herman, who did such a tremendous job at AAA this year, had an ERA of 0.31. Got the call up, and he's really been aggressive.
Yeah,
Rick,
he's done a nice job here since his call up. He's been a nice addition to the bullpen.
2-strike pitch. Back up the middle. It gets through Herman. Backhanded or stopped by Donald, but they can't get it out of the glove. And the Blue Jays get on the board. They would have scored anyway there. But had Herman stopped it, it might have been an inning-ending double play.
Well, that one looked like it went between the wickets. And I'll tell you, Donald made a nice job. Just couldn't get it out of his glove. He was on his belly. And he tried to get it out. I mean, he squirmed and realized, I'm just trying to get it out. You see, right between the legs. There's nothing he could do. And then on his belly, double clutched. And he just couldn't do it. That's all. It'll go as a base hit.
And remember, Jason Donald, this is his first game back since he jammed that wrist diving for a ball in Cincinnati.
He's having a tough time tonight with those drawers, man. Second time he's cleaning up.
John McDonald will pinch run for Lyle Overbay at second base. That's the tying run here in the 7th inning. And Jarrett Hoffpower walked his last time up. Excuse me, we've got a pinch hitter here. Adam Lynn is batting for Hoffpower. Swung on and missed. Oh, and 2 the count. Struck him out looking. Big punch out for Frank Herman. 2 down. And now we go to the top of the order and Fred Lewis.
Well, I'll tell you what, he wasted no time on a good left-handed hitter. He dots the outside corner, throws a dart to the glove and gets the call. And boy, that's nicely done. Well, he comes out throwing strikes, doesn't he?
Well, he's thrown 8 pitches. All 8 have been strikes.
Amazing.
The 0-1. Right over the outside corner again. Nothing into the count. Nothing fancy.
You don't have to be, buddy. Just throw strikes.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
He's throwing it in the mid-90s.
He just says, here it is. Now the 0-2. Oh, I'm surprised Lewis was able to lay off. That was a pretty tantalizing pitch. 1 out of 3 for Lewis tonight.
Well, he got Lynn by painting the outside corner. That was up a little bit. And I like how Santana sits off the dish, where you're not going to make a mistake on the plate. It's okay. Again, off. But when you can command your fastball like that, you can go ahead and mess around and try and get that hitter to swing at a pitch 4 or 5 inches off the plate.
Runners go, and a pitch is fouled out of play.
That's funny. They take off on a 2-2 count. You know, I know that infield's back there concerned about that runner unless Cito just felt like, all right, go ahead. They're not paying any attention to you, or they notice something in Herman's delivery just to send him. Because if you wait one more pitch and he goes 3-2, they're going to have to be off and running anyway.
2-2, runners hold this time, and Lewis had a great cut, ripped it right back to the screen. And now Carlos Santana wants to go out to talk with Herman about what to do with this 2-2 pitch. And now Tim Belcher wants to go out just to make sure that Santana and Herman are thinking the same thing he's thinking. And maybe this is due to the fact that Lewis just had a really good cut on that last pitch. And they just want to make sure that they're all thinking along the same lines with what they want to do here.
It's okay. Young battery, team of battery mates here. You get them on the same page. Game's on the line here in the 7th inning. 1-run ball game. They've got the tying run at second, the go-ahead run on at first.
And the 2-2.
Beautiful pitch.
Now let's see if he tries to go back outside and paint that outside corner.
Well, this is a guy that likes to go the other way. You got Kearns playing as he's a right-handed pull hitter. You see, he's not messing around. You can't leave him something out over the plate to let him shoot that way. And I think maybe Tim Belcher's saying, hey, make him use those hands and go ahead and try and either pull the ball or you'll jam him. But he's doing a nice job of fouling off some pitches.
Two. Tried to get him to go out there. Wouldn't do it. Full count.
Okay, they get a head start now.
As you said, the outfield really shaded over toward left and left center. 3-2 pitch. Runners go. And it's sliced foul down the left side.
See, the more you get that ball away from him, the easier it is for him to go that way.
I mean, you look at the Indians outfield right now, and it's almost as if there is no center fielder.
That's a right-handed pull. That's why you're getting a fastball in. You're not going to throw him anything off speed to let him rake into right center field. 5 foul balls.
Swung on and missed. He got him. Frank Herman with a tremendous job strikes out a pair. Blue Jays get on the board. Stretch time in Cleveland. 2-1. Drive on top. Walked 2, struck out a pair. The new pitcher is right-hander Sean Camp for the 36th time this year. Defensively now for Toronto, Adam Lynn stays in the ballgame. He's at first base, and John McDonald is now at third. Austin Kearns, Johnny Peralta, Matt Laporta for the Indians here in the 7th.
Both starters a very good job tonight.
A little bit too low. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Looking at another 1-run ball game. 2-1 the first night, 5-4 the second night. We're at 2-1 here again tonight.
Down in the dirt. Right-hander Joe Smith loosening in the Indians' bullpen. Three balls and a strike. Swung on and missed, and the count goes full. Three balls, 2 strikes, the count here on Austin Kearns, who is 0 for 2 tonight. 1 for 6 now in the series. And a hard ground ball hit to third. Kicks off the glove of John McDonald and into shallow left field. Kearns aboard to start the bottom of the 7th for the Indians. And an error charged to McDonald, his 2nd of the series.
Well, you come into a ball game, and I'll tell you, you're going to get tested. This one was a sharply hit ground ball off the bat, Austin Kearns. Not an easy play by any stretch of the imagination, but you have got to be ready. Watch this ball come right up and hit off the heel of the glove. So the Indians with their leadoff man aboard. 41st error for the Toronto Blue Jays, which is very good.
That man takes a lot of pride in his defense.
Yes, he does.
Johnny Peralta takes a strike. You were talking about the 1-run games, so I went back, just did a quick check. In the Indians' last 14 games, they've had 6 games decided by 1 run, 5 games by 2 runs. So 11 of their last 14 2 runs or less.
I like that. That's good baseball, man. That's just a matter now. If you execute and you do the little things right, you have a tendency to win more than you're going to lose. And you start winning them when you get that bullpen going. Now tonight it's going to be a little different for Manny Acta because Kerry Wood, who has the last 3 saves, is shut down for the night.
1-1 pitch. Johnny bangs it foul.
So now this is where you say, come on, offense. We need a couple more insurance runs right here. And you know that. These guys know going in that their closer's not going to be pitching, so it's time to add on.
And they also know that while they have the lead, 2-1 games are very hard to win in the major leagues.
Yes, yes, for anybody, for any team.
There's a reason why they keep that stat. You know what your record is when you score 3 runs or less. Very difficult. Double play ball to short. Gonzalez says, "Get out of my way. I'll take it myself," and he does. 2 down.
Well, so Sean Camp comes back and picks up Johnny Mack. Well, Sunday is going to be July 4th. You might as well come out to the ballpark and spend it here on Kids Fun Day. Save big with the new WKYC Summer Sunday $3 offer. You buy an adult ticket to see the Tribe and the A's, get up to 2 tickets for kids 12 and under for just $3 each.
Here is Matt Laporta. He is lined out and walked tonight. 2 balls and a strike. Day game tomorrow here at Progressive Field. It's a 12 o'clock start, no television. Laporta slugs one, deep center. Wells back, running out of room. It's out of here. Matt Laporta with his second home run in as many nights. Gets that run right back for the Tribe. They lead it 3-1. And Jim Barry of Youngstown, Ohio, has just won $300 in free gasoline, courtesy of Shell.
Well, we're not done yet giving that money away. Matt Laporta, let's go. Fill somebody up. Little two-seamer out over the plate that he drifts. He stayed back, drilled it into the Indians' bullpen. So back-to-back nights, Matt Laporta has homered. And that's got to feel good. There's that insurance run that they were looking for.
Anderson Hernandez takes a strike. Almost hit him. Goes to the backstop. Hernandez lined out into a double play his last time up. So Matt Laporta with a couple of long home runs in the last 2 nights.
You know, the thing I like about his home runs, Matt, is he's come back and he's answered after Toronto put runs on the board. Okay, they score in the top half, he hits a home run, then you bring back, you stop a little bit of that momentum. He did that last night too.
Swung on and missed, and the inning is over. But Matt Laporta's second home run in the series has the Tribe on top 3-1 as we go to the 8th.
Produced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Indians.
3-1 Indians on top, 8th inning. And on to pitch now for the Tribe is right-hander Joe Smith. He'll face Alex Gonzalez, Jose Bautista, and Vernon Wells, 3 right-handed hitters.
This is the 3rd straight game for Joe Smith.
Right down the heart of the plate for a strike. The one thing that Manny Actis said that they need Joe Smith to do, and they think that he's done a better job, is throwing into the right-handers.
Well, that's how you, even when you miss and you miss in there, that's all part of that mystique, or the way you throw is throwing in. You can't keep everything away from them. You know, and if that slider, he had a tough time throwing the slider and couldn't get left-handers out. Well, he's got to get right-handers out, so he's got to use both sides of the plate.
Throw a strike, you back him off, come back with another strike. Well, let's see if he can get Gonzalez to chase. Broke his bat, slowly hit. Hernandez just did get him. Nicely done by Anderson Hernandez, who'd had no time to dawdle.
That ball almost, he picked it right off of second base as well. That ball almost hit the base because once it gets over the head of Smith, awfully close. Watch, this ball gets over his head, just gets it, unless he did hit it.
Oh, I just missed the bag.
Yeah. I mean, if that ball is another inch more, it hits the base and there's no chance for him.
So 1 out for Jose Bautista, 0 for 3 tonight. Oh, there's a good off-speed pitch, and Bautista just waves at it. Coming up after the ball game, following our coverage of Indians baseball here on Sports Time Ohio, Chuck's last call. He'll be taking your emails and your phone calls. It follows the Conrad's postgame show right here on STO, presented by PNC Bank. A little bit outside, 1-2.
How about the bullpen tonight? 25 pitches, 20 strikes.
Well, coming in, one thing we noted, how many strikes they had thrown in this series.
Yeah, against the Jays in the last 2 games. You're right. They were almost identical.
Ooh, that was close. 2-2. On Monday night, the Indians bullpen pitched 3 innings through 43 pitches. 29 were strikes. Last night, they pitched 2 2/3 innings, 42 pitches, 29 strikes.
Beautiful.
2-2. Broke his bat, another one. Donald throws him out, so Joe Smith has shattered a pair of Blue Jay bats to start the 8th inning.
Well, plan a family outing at a Sunday Tribe game and save big with the new KeyBank Fun Bunch 4-pack. You get 4 tickets, $40 to spend on food and drinks, 4 Indians hats, and a parking pass for just $96. Plus, you get access to all of kids' fun day activities out on the plaza. Tickets are on sale now at Indians.com.
Vernon Wells 0 for 3 tonight. Wells bounced to third his first time up and has flied out to right field twice. And a ground ball routine to short. Jason Donald, low throw. Laporta digs it out. And the Blue Jays go 1-2-3. 3-1 Cleveland as we go to the bottom of the 8th. 3-1 Indians. Bottom of the 8th inning. And the Toronto Blue Jays go back to their bullpen. And Scott Downs, the left-hander, will come on. He'll be facing Jason Donald, Trevor Crowe, and Shin-Soo Choo. What an inning of work for Joe Smith. 3 ground ball outs.
Yeah, exactly. He did a great job. Again.
And as you pointed out, this Indians bullpen just strike throwers, throwing darts tonight.
Well, it's
they've done it all series long, but even more so tonight.
I know, but for 3 straight days, it's nice to see. They maybe getting a little confidence. It's beautiful. I mean, that's they're working in tandem as a ball club.
0-1 to Donald in for a strike.
I mean, time after time after time this year, we've seen it where you've had a lead, and the next thing you know, it is gone. The 7th inning was brutalized, the Indians this year.
Bounced it in there.
I'll tell you what happens, too, when your bullpen starts pitching like they have been in this series. When you need a run here or there late in the ball game, it seems like the offense can rise to the occasion and get it because they know once you get that lead, the bullpen's gonna hold it down. It's a good feeling to have.
In the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Cito Gaston has watched his offense really struggle on this road trip, in particular in this series. Donald couldn't hold up. Buck will have to throw down to first, and he does. 1 away. Back to the studios once again for an in-game update. Here's Al.
All right, man, let's go to New York, where Russell Brandon is playing in his 2nd game since he's back with the Mariners. And there's Russell's first homer this season for Seattle. His 11th of the year. M's lead the Yankees 5-0, 7th inning in New Yankee Stadium. Back to you.
One down now for Trevor Crowe, who is 0 for 3 tonight. Trevor Crowe, 1 out of 11 in the series. Scott Downs' pitch is in there for a strike. Talking about the Blue Jays' offensive struggles, in their last 7 games, 4 times they've scored 2 runs or less, including 2 shutouts. And that does not include tonight because this game's not over.
Well, this could be the first time tonight where they haven't homered in 3 consecutive games if the Indians pitching shuts them down. And, we talk about the team.
They haven't gone 3 straight games without a homer all year.
That is correct. They have not gone 3 straight games, and, they're 3 outs away from doing it for the first time this year.
2-2 pitch. Crowe sends a high fly ball. Right fielder Bautista over. And fair ground makes the catch. 2 away. All bets are off on the road again. This time they'll be broadcasting live from the Lake County Captains Classic Park tomorrow at 3. Join Bruce and Ashley for the show And during the game, STO will be shooting a new episode of Beer Money. All bets are off, and Beer Money live from Classic Park tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Shin-Soo Choo homered in the first to put the Indians on the board. His 13th home run of the year. Looking ahead to the ninth inning for Toronto, John Buck, John McDonald, Aaron Hill, the scheduled hitters. And Chris Perez ready in the Indians bullpen. Chu bounces it foul over to Sandy Alomar. Well, with everybody playing back, and especially with John McDonald shifted over towards short, Chu was thinking about laying down a bunt. When you've got Carlos Santana behind you, that's not a bad idea.
You know what? I was looking down there, and that's a rarity. But you're right. They're going to give you a hit with that guy on deck. Go ahead. I can see why.
Up high, 3-1. Now he's got a chance to draw a walk and get on base, or Downs might groove one, and Chu might leave the yard. Plenty of options for the Indians' number 2 hitter. Takes a strike, full count. Two down, bases empty, in the payoff pitch. Up the middle.
There you go.
Shin-Soo Choo with his second hit of the night. And he's aboard with 2 down here in the 8th. And Carlos Santana, already 2 hits and a run batted in, will be the hitter.
Well, Chu took that 3-1 pitch. It was a fastball, and he gets another one 3-2. And just stayed right on it, put a very good swing on it. Gets the 6th hit of the night.
Snap throw, but Chu back. Downs delivers, and Santana takes low, ball 1. One ball, 1 strike. And Carlos taking again. Now he's down on the count, 1-2. The last time the Indians won 4 consecutive games, back in early April when they won the last game of a series against Texas and then swept Chicago. But they've got an opportunity to equal that mark with a win here tonight if they can hang on. They lead it 3-1. They're in the bottom of the 8th inning. Downs ready with a 1-2. And Buck holds on to the foul tip. And we go to the 9th. 3-1 Cleveland. Here at Progressive Field, and the Indians with a 3-1 lead. Chris Perez will try to close it out. He's looking for his 7th save of the year. Kerry Wood, who's pitched the last 3 nights in a row, not available tonight.
Perez had the night off last night.
Yeah, Wood leads the team with 8 saves. And Perez, who was the closer while Kerry Wood started the year on the DL, already has 6 saves himself, looking for number 7, if he can close it out here. And John Buck looks at ball 1 inside. Andy Marte taking over at first place for Matt Laporta. Shattered bat again. And Chu in from right field to make the catch. Man, we've had a slew of bats breaking here tonight.
We have.
John McDonald, who came on as a pinch runner, stayed in defensively, will bat here.
Well, that one breaks where it's supposed to when you get jammed like that at the handle. Not split right down the middle like the other one did.
Looked like it was down right around the trademark, a little bit below.
Even below, yeah.
Johnny Mac's first at bat tonight. And he takes a strike. The 0-1. In there for a strike, 0-2. I mentioned earlier, Rick, the Indians' last 4-game win streak was in April. I forgot they had a 4-game win streak when they won the last 2 of that series against Boston and the first 2 against the Washington Nationals. So going for their 3rd 4-game win streak of the year.
Well, they have been few and far between. Let's not cheat them of 4-game win streaks.
The 0-2. McDonald fights it off to stay alive. Aaron Hill waits on deck. Chris Perez ready with the 0-2. Fastball fouled back by McDonald, who's hanging in there. We mentioned this last night with McDonald. On the year, he has a dozen hits. And 7 of those have been for extra bases, which is not the norm for Johnny Mack. And he's made the most of his opportunities. 0-2 pitch a bit outside. Foul back out of play. He's really making Perez work for this out.
That's all right. I mean, you got a chance. Get after him. He's going to just try and foul off until he can get a pitch he can handle. He's still got that extra run lead, that 2-run lead. Want to stay aggressive and go at him.
The 1-2. A little bit outside. Breaking ball hung high, and the count goes full. Outfield, shortened up, payoff pitch, sent towards center. And Trevor Crowe had him played just about perfectly, makes the grab, 2 down. For Toronto, it's Aaron Hill or bust. And he is 1 for 3 tonight with a double. A little bit low, ball 1. Aaron Hill was mired in quite a slump before he had that double back in the 5th inning. Popped up. Marte into foul ground. He clanks off the glove, and the game is still alive for Toronto. Boy, Aaron Hill must feel like he's got a new lease.
Well, that's it. Game over. Nope, not anymore. I'll give him one more chance.
Aaron Hill snapped an 0 for 12 with that double back in the 5th. And after the error by Marte, he's still alive. And Perez throws it past him, a ball and 2 strikes. Crowd on its feet. The 1-2 pitch. A little bit low to even the count. Two down, bases empty, 2-2 pitch. Foul back. And Hill hanging in there. The 2-2 offering, swung on and missed. He struck him out, and the game is over. Chris Perez with his 7th save of the year. And the Indians have equaled their longest win streak of the campaign as they've won their 4th straight for the 3rd time this year. With that win, the Indians are now 30-47 on the year. The Blue Jays have now lost 4 in a row and 8 of their last 10, and they're now just a game above 500 at 40-39. The winning pitcher tonight, for the first time this year, is Aaron Laffey. He's 1-2. The losing pitcher is Jesse Litch. He drops to 0-3. Time now for our player of the game.
Well, there's only one way to look at it, and that's got to be the bullpen in this series. They were outstanding, going 8 2/3 innings, did not allow a run, gave up 3 hits, 9 punch-outs, and they saved all 3 games so far to this point. It has been an outstanding job, and I mean, what else can you say? It's fun to watch, and I hope they can feed off each other, but that has been a nice 3 games. That's going to be our our player of the game.
Don't get ahead of yourself.
That's right.
Don't get ahead of yourself.
We
still have the KeyBank play of the game. Brought to you by the banking home of your Cleveland Indians.
Well, let's go then for the KeyBank play of the game now. We got so many things to do, I don't know. Let's go back into the 7th inning. Matt Laporta gets one. And he's going to drill it. Second straight night, he will leave the yard. That goes into the bullpen. That made that 2-1 game as Toronto just got on. He gave them an extra run right there. That made it 3-1. That's going to be our KeyBank key play of the game.
Yes, it is. And the Indians with a 4-game win streak. After they win it here tonight,